So, how would you describe your general understanding of ERP implementation success rates in the field? And I'm not just talking about Epicor, but just in general, what's that look like?
Yeah, across, the four companies that I've worked with, I really do believe the success rates can vary greatly. And I think one of the biggest challenges is making sure that as a company, you have a clear understanding of what is success. There was a time when success was literally just measured by, well, we got the software implemented on time and on budget,
Yeah.
check the box, right? And I think, when you look at that, I think now we're really shifting to focus on business outcomes. So what are the metrics in the business we're trying to change? How do we make sure that we have a way to measure them, not just once we go live, but throughout the life cycle? So I think a value-based approach to defining success versus just time and money are really how leading companies are sort of viewing this true business transformation.
Yeah.
I know at Epicor, we offer a value engineering process where we sort of, work with them during the early stages of a project. In many cases, they may have done that and used that for part of their business justification, but we want to make sure that we're engaged, we're aware that we're involved in that, and that we're working to help them measure that. And then we do use a customer engagement value workshop to continue to work with the client on an annual basis. So about a year after they're implemented, we come back in and look and say, okay, what's changed in your business? Maybe it's an acquisition, it's new leadership. How are we doing on the metrics? Are there new goals? And in that case, a lot of times we'll find if there's been turnover in the company, they may have only been trained on part of the product because somebody just taught them how to do 8 things.
Yeah.
So we find it as a great opportunity to go back and revisit and get them re-energized on how they could get additional things from the software without having to go buy other products or solutions. So I think that's really the difference to me is having it a continuous life cycle of getting value from the product versus thinking of it as a start and a stop.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. Being on time and on budget, it doesn't mean a whole lot if you don't get the desirable business outcomes. And if that's the case, if you're on time and budget but don't get the desirable business outcomes, then that means you probably didn't do, as you mentioned, put the work in on the front end to make sure that you are planning appropriately, you're defining success, you're understanding what your main goals and objectives are, with the whole project.